Welcome back. The Vic Juba Community Theatre is celebrating 9 years of productions. And last night, residents came out to show their support at the annual fundraising gala. The event traditionally generates a large amount of money for the Theatre Foundation, and the guest speaker made it easy for them to reach their fundraising goal. Whitney Stinson was there.
Give him a big Lloydminster welcome, will you please? Canada's unofficial opposition, Rick Mercer!
The Canadian television icon took the stage in front of a sold-out crowd to deliver his show, My Adventures in Canadian Television.
I travel around the country, I meet a lot of people, and we put it on TV, but you can only put so much on TV, and there's a lot of stories behind how it all happened.
To help tell those stories, he included video clips from all of his television ventures, from his current show, The Rick Mercer Report, to Talking to Americans.
Every week you send me up to Ottawa to be an arsehole. Well, Walsh has got that covered now in spades. How about you send me to Washington, D.C.? I'll be an arsehole down there.
This was a great event. We've been about a year and a half, actually. It was a year and a half ago we knew that we were bringing Rick in, and we were all very excited because it actually really stepped up this event for us.
They need sound equipment because it's 9 years old and stuff wears out, and so they need $175,000 of sound equipment. We're hoping to take a big chunk of that tonight.
Proceeds from ticket sales and auction items went towards the new upgrades. The theatre is finding they aren't able to book larger musical guests or put on the productions they want because of the outdated equipment. Mercer says this is a cause he can get behind.
To me, the theatre that I started out at, the LSPU Hall in St. John's, Newfoundland, which is about a quarter of the size of this theatre, that was my university. That's where I learned how to be on stage, and I owe everything to that theatre.
He believes community art creates well-rounded Canadians.
Art is no different than gymnastics, So many kids are exposed to gymnastics, and it's great that they're exposed to gymnastics because so many kids should go in a room and run around and tumble and do all that. But then occasionally you get kids who they're really good at it, and they become Kyle Schufelt, who wins a gold medal.
The cultural implications are a great balance for our city. This kind of event is growing a side of our city that helps us paint a better picture.
And he said, Canadian Broadcasting Corporation, huh? And I said, yup. And then there was a silence, and he went, Canada.
Whitney Stinson, Newcap News.
And before Rick Mercer's appearance at yesterday evening's gala, Chris Campbell caught up with the comedian to show him around town and explain exactly what it's like to be in Canada's only border city.
Rick Mercer's inaugural visit to Lloydminster, and right off the bat, he is astonished by the simple fact that the border city is divided into two provinces.
First time in the border city.
I find it strange because I grew up in Newfoundland, and if you wanted to go from one province to another province on foot, you would die. You would die. About 3 minutes in the North Atlantic, you'd be dead.
Living is good.
That's why I never tried it.
While touring the downtown core, Mercer is continually approached by fans hoping to get a picture and a few words in with the Canadian icon.
Guess what?
What?
You're famous.
This included three of Lloydminster's finest group of energetic youngsters who were full of questions and advice on what to see while in town.
What should I see while I'm here?
Can we go to your Newcap News?
Newcap News. He's the guy with Newcap News. I'm just filling in for the day.
You should go to Kentucky Fried Chicken, by far the best restaurant in Lloyd.
Well, there you have it. Kentucky Fried Chicken, best restaurant in Lloyd.
Rick says he doesn't necessarily have a bucket list anymore. Now he just hopes to continue finding all the exciting things that there are to do throughout Canada.
I just want to keep exploring things and discovering things. And every year we do things where I say, wow, I can't believe, I didn't know about that and how much fun that was or how great that was. And that's what I want to keep doing. I just want to keep finding new things to do. It's like a cue card. Welcome to Alberta.
No, wait a minute. Let's go back to Saskatchewan.
What?
Chris Campbell, Newcap News.
Park Colony Elementary School is raising funds for a project called Sponsor a School. Through a variety of activities, they're helping out a school in Mexico with everything from rulers to a globe. As Jana Bridges explains, the principal has added a little extra incentive for students to pitch in, even if it means she ends up locking lips with a lizard.
Park Colony School prides itself on pitching in the community through various fundraisers, and this year they decided to take the initiative to a global level by sponsoring a school in Mexico.
We thought it would be a great way to showcase our students, help them learn about another culture, learn about another school, and help them learn about the differences in the world.
Last year, Klazowski kissed Gretel the school gecko. She upped the ante this year by volunteering the vice principal to pucker up as well if students collected enough coins.
It's one of those things that was good in idea, and then as you're staring into her glassy little reptilian eyes, you get, yeah, it is what it is.
Are you excited about that? Why?
Because she's kissing a lizard. I saw her last year. She kissed him like 5 times. I just want to see it again.
These students are busy assembling over 330 packages that will eventually make their way to Ensenada, Mexico for students who might otherwise be without.
The kids and students down there don't really have much, and they deserve more.
Students are also collecting milk jugs every Monday in the school, and the grand finale and smooch takes place later this month.
They don't really have anything, so if we could get some things down there to them, that would be just awesome.
They love raising money and helping out other projects, and if you can get your vice principal and principal to do something crazy like kissing a gecko, they're all for it.
Jenna Bridges, Newcap News.
New recommendations for rear-facing seats outlined by the American Academy of Pediatrics have left some parents questioning what's best for their child. With guidelines changing from province to province in Canada, trying to figure out how to keep your kids safe in the car can be a challenge. Kathy Lee has the details on what the experts from both Alberta and Saskatchewan suggest.
Ryan Morris and his wife can never be too prepared when installing the car seat properly for their first baby.
I figured that it's a good idea to check, even if you already have read the instructions and think you know how to install it, that you should just have a good time to double check it and make sure it's at a time.
Proper guidelines for car seats can be confusing, so education through clinics are available.
What we really try to do is get the parents involved as much as possible, because they're the ones that are going to have to take the car seats in and out of their own vehicle.
The legislation in Alberta and Saskatchewan recommend children in rear-facing seats to be
1 year of age, 22 pounds, and can walk, but we always recommended parents to keep a child rear-facing until the maximum weight and height of the seat,
which differs from the age of 2 years as recently recommended by the American Academy of Pediatrics, but some officials here agree to the changes.
When we're looking at the new recommendations here from the American Academy of Pediatrics, it supports the use of rear-facing seats longer, and in fact there is good evidence that rear-facing child seats are safer.
The APP guidelines also recommend keeping children in booster seats until age 12. While there are legislation for booster seats in other provinces in Canada, there isn't one in Saskatchewan or Alberta yet.
At this time, we're not looking at recommending a change in the legislation to move forward with mandatory booster seats, but we do really focus heavily on like education and awareness.
With guideline recommendations changing from province to province, sometimes the best bet is to go to the books.
It's going to be really about reading that owner's manual, because every car seat is different, especially with different sizes of children between weight and height.
Kathy Lee, Newcap News.
For those battling addiction, whether it be to alcohol, drugs, or gambling, a good treatment center can literally be a lifesaver. Lloydminster has one of the best in Western Canada in the Thorpe Recovery Centre. They're currently constructing a new facility, and in the first part of our new feature, The Road to Recovery, we'll find out how they intend to raise some of the remaining funds necessary to finance completion. The existing centre has served its clients and staff well, but the success of the Thorpe's programs, coupled with the steady growth of the border city, means they're unable to keep pace with demand.
Currently, right now, we just don't have the place for clients. We're turning away 80 to 100 clients per month right now, and these are people that are looking, for treatment, and we have to turn them away.
Funding for the project is sitting at nearly 75%, but that last 25% is still a lot of money.
The building is starting to look like it's getting done. There's still a lot of stuff that's going on the inside and all that, but it is a $16.25 million building, so we still have money to raise.
Next month, the centre is planning their first ever fundraising gala on May 19th. They're bringing in Canadian country star Terry Clark to perform and have a fine Cajun-style menu planned. They'll be pulling out all the stops to ensure people have a great time and come away with a better understanding of the centre.
I want them to leave that night saying, wow, the Thorpe really knows what they're doing. We have this huge treatment facility, and I want them to know that, when clients come see us, that they're getting the treatment that they need and that they deserve. People struggling with addiction issues are still stigmatized by society, and this can translate into less community support, something the centre is trying to change. You can donate to cancer, you can donate to MS, you can donate to all of that. Why not start donating to something that's just as important? It could be your brother, your wife, your son, your daughter. You don't know. And they're just as important as anybody.
Tickets are $150 or $1,200 for a corporate table, with tax receipts available for half those amounts. And they're available at the Centre, on their website, and also on Terry Clark's website.
Road to Recovery with the Thorpe Recovery Centre. Building hope, one person at a time.
Okay, here's an update finally tonight on a cool story that we brought you last week. Let's drop in on a coming out of the shell party. And there it is, the third baby eagle to hatch out with the whole World Wide Web watching. We've been keeping an eagle eye on that nest in Iowa through live webcams all week. You can see the eaglet siblings are already squawking fuzzball eagles that are growing right before everybody's eyes. Pretty amazing. That's a fantastic application of technology. Obviously it's not bothering too much either.
No, they don't even notice. Now, I'm curious to know if there's going to be like a YouTube poll to name all these little eaglets.
I think there should be. And if there isn't, we should just start one and name them ourselves.
Whitney,
really.
Jacob, and Carly.
Ooh.
Boom, there you go.
I don't see why they would have any problem with that. Iowa's pretty close, isn't it? It's just down the road a ways.
Yeah, it's just a little
Great suggestion, Carly. I'll start a petition. That's all the time we have for tonight. Thanks for watching.
Good night.
Makeup provided by Vivid Hair and Aesthetics.